Sir, namaskar. ମୁଁ ଉଷସୀ ରଥ କହୁଛି ଆଉ today I am the host. So we will interact. ଟିକେ ଲୋକ ଆସିଯାଆନ୍ତୁ sir ଟିକେ 10 to 10 people ଟିକେ join ହେଇଗଲେ we will start. I am there. I'm there. I'm there. Yeah. Okay.
डॉक्टर दामोदर बाबू नमस्कार आपण कोथि रहउछन्ती माने दिल्ली रे बॉम्बे रे भुवनेश्वर रे कोथि रहउछन्ती
नाही मु अमेरिका रे अछि
अमेरिका रे अछि अच्छा अच्छा
हां मु यूएस रे अछि ट्रॉय सिटी मिशिगन स्टेट रे आगे
केते वर्ष हलानी सेठी अछन्ती
एडी 6 वर्ष ला अछि आ पूर्व मु थिली भुवनेश्वर थिली बेंगलोर थिली हैदराबाद थिली दिल्ली रे थिली सो 6 वर्ष ला एठी अछि आगे मु कैलिफोर्निया रे थिली
गुड गुड my sister-in-law.
Again.
She's a senior industrial scientist. She's right now in California.
अच्छा 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 मु कैलिफोर्निया रे थिली बतन हमर तो हेडक्वार्टर भी कैलिफोर्निया मु प्राय प्रति मास जाय आसे हां कि मोर फैमिली अछन एठी ट्रॉय सिटी मिशिगन रे
भुवनेश्वर आसीबा होछि कि नै आजिकली
आगे
आजिकली भुवनेश्वर आसीबा होछि कि नै
हां हां मैं शीत छुट्टी रे आसीबो डिसेंबर रे प्लान अछि
ना मु थिली आपनकर ए जो आपनकर डोमेन टा मु देखिली इनफैक्ट आई फेल्ट इंटरेस्टेड दैट आई शुड जॉइन
आज्ञा
आ तबरे मु आई वाज इन एयरपोर्ट्स अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया हमरो जो गवर्नमेंट रो एयरपोर्ट ऑपरेटर एयरपोर्ट्स अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया आई रिटायर्ड 1.5 year back as जनरल मैनेजर देयर तबरे एबे मु अछि एडी भुवनेश्वर रहउछि
अच्छा अच्छा मोर जने इंजीनियरिंग स्कूल मैच अछि आपण अरुण पात्र भुवनेश्वर अछि एयरपोर्ट अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया रे से मो क्लासमेट जानछन अरुण पात्र
आउथर कहले ना पात्र
अरुण कुमार पात्र
मु पाइजबी खोज की पाइजबी बिकॉज़ आई वाज मोस्टली अवे फ्रॉम भुवनेश्वर
अच्छा से भुवनेश्वर रे बहुत दिन ला अछि हां एयरपोर्ट अथॉरिटी
हम पाइजबी खोज की काली पाइजबी आपण कथा कहबी
आगे आगे हां
बढ़िया जाओ अपन संगे माने गोटे कनेक्शन हला हमर ओसीएफ तरफरु
नै मु ओसीएफ संगे तो जड़ित अछि बेहरा सर संगे कथा होछु किंतु मझरी गोटे वेबिनार करथिली मु जतले विप्रो रे थिली मु विप्रो रे थिली 12 वर्ष
अच्छा
so recently so recently we started this journey मु कथा भी हमें कोन करछु कोन नै
ना in fact from the beginning time of OCF I was there but I was not directly involved because I was in the job that time
आगे
तेबरे but Berabu is a very known person
Vera sir very active
very active yeah you are right
very active
हमें कथा बा परे आपन को मेल ते मु नेबी एठू
आगे
okay thank you all the best sir
thank you sir thank you
Sir, we will wait for 2 more minutes.
No worry man yeah anytime that's fine yeah let's wait for people to join then you can start
yeah Good evening, sir. Good evening, all the participants. Namaste. Good evening, all the participants today. 8 participants I can see here, and that's good enough. we will not wait. We will start. And I feel blessed that on behalf of OCF, I'm getting so many potential speakers, guests to talk on various subjects, issues. And today we have Dr. Damodar Sahu, who is the co-founder and chief growth officer, Data Safeguard Incorporation. And today we have a very sensitive topic, that is protecting personal data and addressing synthetic fraud in the digital era, and which is the need of the hour now. And everybody, all of us must know the nitty-gritty things of that, because that I feel कि एक black cloud है, वो कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा उसमें, तो उस तरीके का चीज है. एंड आई फील सो ग्रेटफुल दैट डॉक्टर दामोदर साहू राइट फ्रॉम फार सात समुंदर के पार से वो टाइम का कुछ इधर उधर का वो होते हुए भी ही इज all decked up and speak to all of us. Thank you so much, sir. Now you just talk about, speak something about yourself, and then we can proceed towards the topic, today's topic. Thank you. Over to you, sir. Over to you.
Thank you. Namaskar. Jai Jagannath. It's always a pleasure to talk to your own people, whether it is virtual or in person. I always prefer to connecting with people. Mona Damodar Sahu, but I will make it more English, because technology subject you can't make it in Odia or Hindi.
all right, sir. Yeah. Never mind. Yes.
So I am based in US. I was in a corporate life for 26 years. My last company was Wipro, more than 12 years. I work different portfolio, different city. I was in Bangalore, Bhubaneswar, Hyderabad, Delhi before moving to US, California. Then last 4 years, in fact, I'm in Michigan with my family. And we'll talk about data safeguard and how we are making the future of data privacy and synthetic fraud prevention solutions. And this all future enterprise, AI empowered SaaS, right? It's a early stage startup, you know. If you are a potential investor or a partner or a client, you know, definitely I would like to talk to you. I'm very much visible in my social media, especially LinkedIn. Just search by Damodar Sahu, you will get me as a number one. And recently, I have been recognized by LinkedIn as the top voice. So that means I put my point of view, thought leadership, you know, very visible there. So that's why LinkedIn Analytics and LinkedIn has given me recognition this month, you know, as a top voice. So I will give you how I will make it. Please go on mute if you are not speaking or asking any question. So how I will make this platform? Now I will give a quick intro. Nothing on sales and marketing, but I will give you a quick intro what we do. And I will talk about the data privacy and how we should address the synthetic fraud. I will give an intro. What is data privacy? What is synthetic fraud? India has recently passed India DPDP Act, you know, so I will talk about that, you know, they're all privacy act, right? And also I will give you an overview with few slides I will share later on, you know, what our company is into, you know, if you're interested to be a partner, investor or a client, you know, but I will make it little very 4-5 minutes at the end of my session. So let me talk about the topic, you know. So what we do, I mean, we are nothing sort of a reshaping the future of data privacy and compliance. If you see, every day we get some data breaches happening. I will give you a lot of examples. You know, US alone, I see 5 to 10 data breaches happening every day. It is starting from your school, university, to healthcare, to corporate, you know. And I will give you a very, I call it is a ticking time bomb. We all are in social media. Let's say I'm talking, you are listening. I'm on video stream. You are on video stream, or maybe voice, right? If you don't protect our personal information, it will become a ticking time bomb, right? So I will tell you that. So we are actually a early stage startup. We are reshaping the future of data privacy and compliance. Like I talk about India DPDP Act, right? In a world where all enterprise, they struggle to protect their customers' PII. PII is nothing but your personal identifiable information, and PHI. PHI is your health record, your protected health record, right? While meeting stringent data privacy compliance requirement. If I give an example, GDPR, Europe, I think they are the first to start with that regulation, data privacy regulation, many years ago, right? And where the financial criminals are exploiting Frankenite identities to inflict staggering losses, but we stand as the vanguard of the change. So our mission is just to make it difficult for the cyber criminals to steal your data. I will talk about how you do it. So we are not just a company, we are a mission-driven force. Our mission is very clear: to eradicate this specter of, let's say, regulatory fine, let's say how we can actually prevent the fraud losses, how we can actually safeguard your PII element, personal information, and how we can be safeguard against the looming threat of data breaches. And the market is huge, 1 trillion market, if you see. So we are, in short, an AI-empowered SaaS company in data privacy. We address all the privacy regulation like GDPR, CCPA, NIST, HIPAA, India DPDP, and PCI. And other than data privacy, also our synthetic fraud solutions, which are, I will talk about what is synthetic fraud. It is basically how we are working against escalating financial crime. I will tell you how the financial crime happens. It's very scary if you come to know. I will give an example of, let's say, for an example, what is synthetic fraud. If I put it in one case study, let's say we have millions of prisoners. They are locked up in jail, right? They are in prison. If somebody can steal their data, let's say in Indian context, let's say Aadhaar card, PAN number, they are in jail. They don't have any income, right? If somebody can fabricate those information, let's say their PAN card number, Aadhaar number, my driving license, my email ID, my address, or your address, and they can claim to government saying, okay, on whatever the government benefit we get it, right? Like in US, people are getting unemployment problem. So they will say they are in jail, but somebody has fabricated their information and they will claim. So it recently happened in US, close to 240 billion. I should not name that. People have claimed. And mostly how the criminals very active in, let's say, Eastern Europe, right? So, I mean, these are all known facts. So I will talk about that, how that is becoming that's why I always, recently, I put my point of view, especially where we being parents, when we put our information, our kids, teenagers' photo on Facebook, Twitter, wherever, be careful what you are informing. I mean, what you are actually sharing. They may be in big trouble later because of AI, right? So AI, I always talk about it should be ethical, legal binding, but there are people, those who do non-ethical way of using AI. Let's say my 1 month child photo, if I put it in Facebook, again, after 1 year, I'm putting, 2 years putting, then what happened? No, you are actually giving a way to all these criminals to create a fraudulent activity, maybe later, and they can blackmail you, right? So recently I was seeing an ad in, I think, Dutch Telecom Europe. So you can 2 minutes ad, you can just search it in Dutch Telecom in month of September, you will find it. So it doesn't mean that we should not share, but we should share very responsibly, right? So I'll talk about that. So if you see today's business landscape demands any uncompromising solution. Can it be privacy or synthetic fraud? Of course, like we are becoming intelligent, the cyber criminals are becoming more intelligent. So how we can actually prevent them stealing the data? So before the stealing, can we safeguard the data? I will give you an example: cyber security versus data privacy, or data security versus data privacy. So these are all I want to talk about. Let me give you a quick intro about what you call what is protecting personal data, right? Data privacy refers to the protection and responsible handling of individuals' personal information. Let's say my address, my PAN card, in US context, let's say social security number, driving license, email address, your financial data, how many bank accounts you have, right? And more, your PAN number, Aadhaar card, everything. So why it is important? Data privacy, because of trust and reputation, right? Maintaining data, let's say I should confidently say, okay, my data is government, my data is bank, my data is, let's say, in Aadhaar, my data is in a school, college. So can I trust my government, my enterprise, my bank, everybody, right? So maintaining data privacy builds trust with the customer and partners. If I have my trust with my government, I can say, okay, that's fine. My data is in good safe hand, right? So people are most likely to do business with organizations they trust to protect their personal data. I should not name any enterprise or bank or credit card company. You have seen that earlier happen. Millions, billions of records are compromised earlier, right? So, and second, why it is important, legal compliance. Now, if you see the India DPDP Act alone, if any enterprise get data breaches, they will be fined 250 crore Indian rupee. So this is legal compliance. That means every organization, every enterprise, maybe small, mid, or large, they have to protect our data. So that's why this government has come up with the India DPDP Act recently. So that requires organization to adhere to a specific privacy standard, like people are benchmarking GDPR in Europe. So non-compliance can result in severe fines. Like I talk about Indian context, 250 crore fine, one breach. In US alone, one breach is costing $9 million on an average. It can be your PII, personal data, or it can be your health records. If you see US alone, 95% health records are compromised. That means it goes to dark web. If your health records are compromised and you see the consequence you are going to face and the organization is going to face, is huge. That's why I told 1 trillion problem. I'll talk about that. Then how we can actually prevent data breaches. We all know that effective data privacy measures can help prevent data breaches and subsequent loss of sensitive information. They are all sensitive information, right? And it can be costly in terms of financial losses and damage to our own reputation as well as the organization. So that's why I talk about we should always have an ethical responsibility. This is all data privacy. Let me talk about a little bit on the synthetic fraud. Synthetic fraud is on rise. It's a type of identity theft where fraudsters or the criminals create entirely fictitious identities. I told you, let's say, prisoners' data, let's say their social security number or in Indian country, Aadhaar number, PAN card, my address, my email ID, and then they will create a fabricated information, Frankenstein identity. They will combine with a real and fabricated, and they claim that, yes, let's say they are under below poverty level or some kind of social economical benefit, and they claim back to government, right? Because everything these days we are doing digital transaction, right? So I give an example here in one state, they lost 240 or something billion because the fraudsters, they capture the entire prisoners' data and they created this synthetic fraud, that Frankenstein or fabricated information, and they claim back. Once this money is gone. I mean, it's very difficult to track, right? So that is synthetic fraud. That means somebody's PAN, somebody's Aadhaar, somebody's address, somebody's email ID, and they prepare it and claim it. Like in India cases happen, many cases. Let's say for an example, in refugee cases happen, like people have come, they have their Aadhaar card, PAN card, they are living happily and they will become a citizen in countries, right? So I let me not get into that, but let me talk about why it is important to address the synthetic fraud. First is your financial loss prevention. Let's see, if somebody has already claimed and taken that money, $240 billion, you see huge amount. So synthetic fraud can result in significant financial losses for individuals, banks, government, and business. So fraudsters, how they use it, they're very intelligent. They use synthetic identities to open fraudulent accounts. As I told you, right? They will have the data, they will open an account in bank because they have all the data. PAN, Aadhaar, and real time, though we have a lot of measures that real time we can check it, but not that every country uses the same technology, right? I think India is employing it. So where real time you can check through the Aadhaar authority, right? Unique identification of, so that is fine. But whereas where you can't real time, you can check the identity, then bank's accounts are open and you can claim it. Let's say in US, let's say unemployment bonus, whatever, right? So it impacts even credit bureaus. What that means? If somebody is using my social security in US, my credit score will get affected. So synthetic fraud can lead to inaccuracies in credit reporting and affecting a credit worthiness of an individual, right? So my credit score will be down. US all depends on how my credit scores are high. If my credit scores are low, I am nowhere, because you know how the US economy business works, right? And it's a legal and regulatory consequences. All the organization will face the legality, compliance, fine. It's a huge fine. If you see recent, even September, October, even July this year, large company, Amazon, Facebook, Meta, you name every university, they are all penalized because of this data breach. They could not prevent the personal information of their consumers, right? So it's a major concern coming up. Synthetic fraud underscores the importance of robust data privacy practices, protecting individual personal information. And both data privacy and synthetic fraud play a major role because we are in a digital age. We do most of the things virtual, online, and as the technology advances, so do the methods and sophistication of cyber criminals. They are becoming so intelligent day by day, right? And there are cyber criminals university people are running, and mostly in, the area, right? Eastern Europe and some part of the world. And they are very organized way are actually creating that fraud that very difficult to address it. So that's why our company is actually, we are trying to create that product futuristic so that before they take any data, we will create a bubble. I mean, we will completely redact. Redact is nothing but it's not masking or unmasking. Masking means what? I would put my mask and I can unmask, right? But we will completely redact so that nobody can identify me as a Damodar Sahu. If they get that data, it will be all bubble. That is of no use. Let's say everything you will redact it completely. I think redaction, right? Completely you will redact it. No information they will find. They will only find XXX 000 something like that, right? So that is the product we are making. It is already there in marketplace, e-commerce, and our enterprise product is also coming up. So we'll talk later. I'm not here to promote our product, but I thought, what we are up to. Then secondly, let me talk about what is PII, personally identifiable information. It's a data, basically all my information, where I go, all my, let's say, starting from my birth certificate to my, let's say, corporate identity, banks, credit, everything, all information, right? So why this PII, is very, why I should actually protect my, PII, as an individual, I should protect my information. Then it comes to enterprise, right? If you see in recent years, there have been very high profile data breaches. If I say, started in, let's say, 2030, Yahoo was hacked, right? Close to 2 billion users. In 2017, one of the largest data centers was hacked, Equifax, right? And that was close to 140 million Americans' data was stolen, right? And if you see even 2003 and 4, every week we get that. I always put it into my LinkedIn and I say, hey, we need to protect our identity. Recently, Apple, Meta, Twitter, Microsoft, Xbox, they have all disclosed their cyber security attacks and over the past 12 months, and it is on rise, right? And that's why these data breaches are a reminder that our PII is actually vulnerable to attack. And while there are steps we can take to protect our PII personal information, such as using strong password, using our software, both in phone, MacBook, or your laptop up to date, but still there is no guarantee that our devices will not be compromised at some time. And the car we are driving today, smart cars, those who are 2020 below manufacturers, we call it connected car or smart car, right? It's a ticking bomb. I will give you an example. Let's say, though your OEM or the insurance company are monitoring your driving pattern, and there is a video, right? I mean, what is your mood while driving the car, and with whom, whether you are with your wife or somebody else, right? So all the things are monitored. Don't you feel this is actually, we should fear the fact that all our devices, let it be your Google Assistant, your Alexa, whatever the smart devices you are using, they are all time bomb in terms of your personal information. So how we should be very, very responsible to use it and share it, right? Let's say how we can protect your personal data, then I can share my screen and talk about, the other aspect of the data privacy and synthetic fraud. Let's say in today, it's all interconnected, and because of COVID, we are more interconnected, more digital these days, right? And so data has become a lifeblood of any society, and even personal, right? If somebody wants to identify, then they will identify, we quickly go. Let's say you know my name, you will quickly go to Google or LinkedIn to search me, right? So that normally we do it. If you know your name, I will do quick search in LinkedIn fast, being a professional, right? Or if personal, I will go to your Twitter or your Insta or Facebook, that is normally we do it, right? So a personal information, that is, we call it in PII, let's say personally identifiable information. Somebody will say, okay, this is Damodar Sahu. Okay, if I talk to my bank, you know how the authentication happens, like your email ID, your Aadhaar, PAN, here in US, they call it social security. They will ask, what is the last 4 digits of your social security? Like if you're talking to your credit card company, bank, they will say, what is the last 4 digits of your number? So from there, they will address your email ID, then phone number, they will identify you are okay, you are so and so. So how that will be actually, and that's why all the fraud happened, right? I mean, if you see recently, last week, I was reading a retired woman from a federal agency, that means in Indian constitution, central government employee. She has some balance in his bank, maybe retirement benefit, 401k, or like in India countries, let's say we call it PF, GPF, right? And he immediately got a call. She's 72 years, and she has daughters, sons, and son-in-law, daughter-in-law. They're all in government and corporate. But the fraudster has created that sense of urgency, sense of fear, and it's an old brain, psychological. Like, let's say I'm young, kids' brain is different. The moment we are getting age, our brain works differently. It's aging brain. So aging brain is very mature, but sometimes that's why you call it. If I talk about my parents, my mom is there in my native place, in Odisha, and their brain compared to me and my kids been different, right? And that's why you call it child is equal to your aging parents, right? So suddenly I created that fear rather than she respond or cross-check, verify with her kids. Suddenly she done something, entire amount was transferred. And it's happening in India as well. Nothing new. So why I am we have to educate them, no need to get panic, I'm getting daily 3-4 emails, say this is blocked, that is blocked, your Netflix, your that. No, just simple, delete it. If you go and check the identity of the sender, it is not coming from a real domain. It comes from some different domain, XYZ, right? So, but still, if you go and click, then your device is compromised. Your laptop is compromised. So how intelligently we can educate and create the awareness that is all we are going to save ourselves. But coming back to enterprise, where billions of data, let's say 5-8 billion people, right? And how the geo politics, regulation, conflict, right? I mean, if you say we are in a wonderful world, but we are in a unrest world. The world is wonderful, beautiful, but still unrest, right? So as we navigate through this era of digital transformation, the importance of intelligently protecting data cannot be overstated. If it is compromised, then we are gone. So this endeavor transcends the confines of cybersecurity versus data privacy, and how it compensates a holistic approach, by the government, corporate, social organization, as well as individual, and how it can be ethical, legal. That is all going to take a long term and safeguarding our data intelligently, right? So let me share my screen. What we are talking, what we do. I can share my screen. Okay. If you see my screen, let me know. Can you see my screen? Can somebody just say yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
It is visible.
Okay. Super. Okay, so a little bit about our company. We started in June 2021, and 1 year we're in stealth mode. That means we do a lot of R&D, research, talking to people, thought leader, industries. Then now we are out of stealth mode. We are a post-revenue company. Recently, this month alone, we are recognized as the most fundable company by Pepperdine University in California. And also we got another award called Crowd Favorite Winner. And even in last month, we recognized in Silicon Valley, California, the Startup World Cup. Our products are in Azure Marketplace and few other channel, right? And we are actually solving data privacy, synthetic fraud, global challenges. And we are trying to eliminate regulatory fines, preventing fraud losses, protecting PII I talk about. And once we do that, then you are building your consumer confidence. Yeah. Okay. So if you see 20 years ago, if you are into technology, or we all know about the cybersecurity, right? So data privacy and cybersecurity, they started in parallel. But data security becomes relevant 20 years ago because everybody started investing in cybersecurity solutions. That's why cybersecurity become the front runner. But if you see, we call it data privacy is the first line of defense and cybersecurity comes second. I will give you an example. Let's say if I have money, I can put 4 security guard in my building or security or my individual house, right? I can protect my house with, let's say, all security surveillance, video, everything. I can put 4 security guard in 4 corners, right? That means my building is safe. But am I safeguarding the things inside my house? Let's say I have something in my fridge, right? Somebody can crack it, go inside. He can steal all information. But while stealing that information, can I do something I can safeguard? No. If somebody can breach it, cybersecurity, he can go inside and take everything he wants. So let's say I have a data inside and he could able to enter in my house. He could steal data. So I should first safeguard my data first. If somebody can go, even if it touches, if it tries to take it, and it should not be of no use. Can I do some masking, redact, something I should create it, right? So that's why we call it data privacy is the first line of defense. Then cybersecurity comes later, right? But in the enterprise world, then it become very robust. People invested. That's why cybersecurity become the relevant. Then COVID started. Let's say late 2019 or 2020. COVID has really turbocharged the data digitization because it was more or less 100% virtual, and more or less no in person. Now actually we are coming, meeting people, going to office, right? So during that time, the fraudsters, the hackers, they become so active and they started reaching the PII, PS data easily. So that's why now most of the government, though GDPR in Europe was pre-COVID, but after that, a lot of government across globe, let it be Singapore, Japan, Australia, Canada, US, many states, they have already implemented their privacy. Then now it's a common synthetic fraud. All the fraudsters are creating the Frankenstein identity. I told you, basically to inflict the fraud losses. So this is the market I mean to say. And if you see the data privacy and synthetic fraud, these are all fines. If you see 2021 fines only for data privacy is 10 billion. And this year, actually 25 billion projected, close to 300 companies, enterprise, they are fined, right? And if you see the right side, synthetic fraud is 1 trillion in 2 years ago. This is 3 trillion this year, globally, 500 global companies. They are all getting into fraud losses. Let's say how the financial institution, letting reward payment, credit card, anything. I've given you that Pigeon experience, right? So it is huge coming up, right? And that's why it's a 1 trillion total addressable market we are addressing. Yeah. And this is the bubble man I was talking about, right? Let's say somebody can break your security systems, get inside your house. Let's say this man is, let's say, Damodar Sahu, the bubble man. If somebody can go inside, try to breach, if I have my data privacy protection in place, he may steal my data, but the moment it comes to him, then it will get a bubble man. No identity, nothing. He will not recognize me, whether I am a Damodar Sahu, male, female, my social security number, my address, nothing. Because everything will be redacted. Like my passport number, credit card, social security, driving license, account number, my all membership number, right? My personal data, full name, date of birth, everything, right? So this is what actually we are creating. ID mask, ID redact. Also, we have ID anti-money laundering, we have ID fraud, these are the products coming up. Yeah. So I will tell you, these are the future products. I mean, your merger and acquisition, your trading, your investment fraud, your payment fraud, insurance fraud happens, right? Credit card fraud, health analytics. I told you PHI, right? How health records are compromised, right? And they're all real time and large set of data, enterprise, right? Though it will be relevant to individual, small and medium segment, but majority of the banks, insurance, healthcare, retail, your high tech, your manufacturing, connected car, let's say in automotive, I mean, each and everybody, right? They are using consumer data. So our product is built on AI ML, as I told you. So we call it CCE, Cognizable Computing Engine. That is our secret sauce. It's a hard-coded, this is our own product. We are not using any open source or something like that, right? And yeah, so before building our product, we talk to these people. They are all our design partners. Few of them are our referral customer. But if you see bank, retail, even in India, credit center, your credit shoe, I mean, your payment gateway, healthcare, retail. So we talk to everybody. Then as I told you, we are 1 year, we are in stealth mode. So then we are on market. If you're interested, let's talk one-on-one. Or if you want to take our product to your customer, welcome. If you want to be investor, you are most welcome. And if you want to be partner also, you're most welcome. So that's why I will end my discussion or presentation. So don't let the ticking time bomb go off on you to safeguard your data, safeguard your PII, safeguard your PHI. If you want to reach out to me, this is my email ID, dsahu@datasafeguard.ai, my number. And yeah, I will be happy to take any questions if you have. I'm stopping to save my screen. Yeah, ma'am, anything?
Sir, I'll be the first person to ask you. Sir, normally in India, we entrepreneurs, we belong to the middle class family. Okay, little bit higher middle class maybe, but what happens is that we don't have lots of money in our account, but we get scared. Even if 100 rupees somebody takes without our knowledge, we get really terrified because it's all our hard-earned money. We are my husband, he must have earned, and I was working somewhere, that is my hard-earned money. So even if 100 rupees somebody takes, we feel so annoyed. So for we like entrepreneurs, as entrepreneurs, I want to ask you on behalf of all women entrepreneurs, because we are starting something. Some women must have taken loans, some have already invested their money in that. So lot of banks and all, they take our data, and for, as you said, Amazon, Flipkart, everything, we are selling our products, so they have all our data. So how we will protect those, because wo to mangenge, hum to denge, without that the nothing is going to happen. So you have developed a software, that's a very good thing. बट हमारे लिए वो एफोर्डेबल चीज क्या हो सकता है, या नॉर्मली मिनिमम थिंग हम क्या कर सकते हैं कि हमारे बहनों को ये एक थोड़ा सा प्रोटेक्शन?
हाँ जी मैं बताता हूँ, अभी इंडियन सिनेरियो में बताता हूँ. I think recently, a week ago, I was reading Times of India. Maharashtra government has implemented, while you are sharing your personal data, आपका PAN, Aadhaar card, रेंटल एग्रीमेंट के लिए हम लोग को दे देते हैं, कोई मांगता है तो हम लोग मेल कर देते हैं, व्हाट्सअप कर देते हैं, उसमें क्या है हमारा पैन नंबर है, सब कुछ है। अभी वहां पे वो क्लियरली मना किया कि उसको मास्क करो, उसको कट कर दो।
ओके
अगर कोई क्रेडिट कार्ड का नंबर आपको मांग रहा है, ओनली ही नीड्स लास्ट 4 डिजिट, बाकी सबको आप पूरा इरेज कर लो।
ओके
आपका जो हाँ आपका जो व्हाट इज कॉल्ड सीबीबी राइट, वो भी ये कर लो। महाराष्ट्र गवर्नमेंट हैज रिसेंटली, अगर का कोई अगर रिन्यू कर रहा है आपको जरूरत नहीं पड़ा देने का, राइट। हम लोग क्या करते हैं, वी टेक ए फोटोकॉपी एंड उसमें अटैच करके पूरा इन्फॉर्मेशन है एज इट इज, हम लोग उनको स्कैन कर लेते हैं या उसको दे देते हैं। जरूरत नहीं, कोई भी आता है, देखो आप देखो कोई भी आएगा क्रेडिट कार्ड के लिए, आप बिना विदाउट थिंकिंग हम लोग आराम से उसको कॉपी देते हैं, एंड दैट इज जस्ट ए डिलीवरी बॉय और एक कलेक्शन एजेंट। डू यू नो, वो सेम पैन कार्ड सेम आधार नंबर को लेके ही कैन क्रिएट ए फैब्रिकेटेड आइडेंटिटी, एंड वो अपने दूसरे नाम पे आपका पान आधार में एक बैंक अकाउंट खोल सकता है, एंड दैट अकाउंट ही कैन क्लेम टू एनी गवर्नमेंट कि अरे मैं अंडर बिल प्रॉपर्टी लॉ बोल, या जैसे कि उड़ीसा में हमारा बहुत सारा योजना है, ऑल गवर्नमेंट हैव सम बेनिफिट राइट, दे कैन क्लेम इट ऑन योर नेम। जैसे बताया कि प्रिजनर डेटा इन कैलिफोर्निया वाज ब्रीच रिसेंटली, and it has gone to dark web in Eastern Europe somewhere, and they claim to $40 billion US, huge money from government. It is our tax money, your tax money. Similarly जैसे पता है कि आप, मैं सबको सजेस्ट करूंगा, डस्ट टेलीकॉम का एक रिसेंटली ऐड है, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, डस्ट टेलीकॉम यूरोप। जैसे कि वी ऑल आर यूजिंग सोशल मीडिया, आई एम आल्सो वेरी सोशल मीडिया, आई फेसबुक, ट्विटर, इंस्टा, ऑफ कोर्स लिंक्डइन फॉर प्रोफेशनल, राइट। एंड हम लोग आराम से यहाँ पे पार्टी कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पे मेरा बेटे का बर्थडे है, छोटा बच्चा पैदा होते ही हम लोग उनका फोटो डाल लेते हैं विदाउट मास्किंग हिज और हर फेस। आई विल गिव यू एग्जांपल, जब हमारा सेलिब्रिटी राइट, आई शुड नॉट, सो उनका बच्चा होने का बाद ना, आई मैंने देखा कि बच्चा जब तक बड़ा नहीं हुआ ना, उसका फोटो हमेशा वो मास्क करके वो सोशल मीडिया में डालती थी। वाई? क्योंकि अभी AI, वी आर इन आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस वर्ल्ड राइट, somebody can, let's say my age is 48 right, so AI can tell कि how I would look like when I am 70। अगर एक महीना का बच्चा को वो लोग बना देंगे भी 16 years का गर्ल, एंड दे कैन so it's our individual responsibility to be responsible what we share online। Okay?
या एक्चुअली सर व्हाट ना, वो तो क्लोनिंग कर लेते हैं आजकल, फेस क्लोनिंग हो जाता है, तो टेक्नोलॉजी कहाँ से कहाँ तक चला गया है। और ये भी तो सच है कि जो कहावत है उड़िया में, लोग को डाले डाले गले, बदमाश लोगों को मुंडटा पत्रे पत्रे जाए, पत्रे पत्रे जाए, तो सेटा तो 100% अच्छी, किंतु आमे जेते मिनिमम केयरफुल, मैक्सिमम जेते केयरफुल रही परिबा आमे रहिबा। जेमते आपण कहले 72 इयर्स लेडी, तांकर सुजबुज थाई किरी भी समथिंग ऑन दैट स्पॉट हैपेंड दैट शी डिड, एंड एवरीथिंग वेंट हेवर्ड,
पूरा ताकर खाता अकाउंट खाली हो गेला,
अकाउंट खाली हो गेला। माने जबकि वी पीपल व्हेन वी गेट आवर एक्सपीरियंस जोगु आमे जानी पारु जे नाही ए दिन छडा करिवा कथा नुहे कि करिवा कथा, किंतु हेई गला सेटा। सो इन दैट केस वी हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी केयरफुल टू whom we are giving and what data we are sharing. That is very important. So I would like to request from 12 participants, if anyone has anything to ask, please go ahead. All the
participants. एग्जांपल देबी, जैसे कि बर्तन वीडियो अछि, लेट्स से हम पिला माने स्कूल जाउछंती, टीनेजर राइट, एंड किछ इंसिडेंट हला, सडनली मीडिया पहुंचला कि somebody recording, पिला मानकर फेस को आमे किन मास्क करि परिबा, सेगुड़ा भी प्रोडक्ट आसुची, दैट इज कॉल्ड योर इमेज मास्किंग और रिडक्शन, वीडियो मास्किंग राइट। जिने भी आपण देखुथिबे बर्तन जो चालीची युद्ध चालीची, किंतु सब जाको माने पिक्चर देखेबेनी, ताको मास्क कर देबे राइट। सो सेगुड़ा को भी आमे देखिया पड़ियो कि आमे कार रिकॉर्डिंग करछे विदाउट एनी परमिशन, वी शुड नॉट पोस्ट इट इन सोशल मीडिया। Let's say I can post my picture, this is mine, but around me also people are around, so we should be responsible। हमें कौन ए करछे, हां क्वेश्चन पचरन I can see समस्त हमर ओडिया भाई बहन माने आगे आगे कोन
हम कहतली इनफैक्ट हमें तो गोटे अलग सोसाइटी रे रहउछ आजिकली, व्हिच इज वेरी वल्नरेबल टू मेनी unsafe activities by fraudsters ଆପଣ ଗୋଟେ କହିଲେ but ଯେମିତି କି
Hello, sir.
there are କଣ ସେଟା villages or areas criminal universities in fact recent times India ରେ ବି government of India had they had published around I think total 8 villages in India. They are prominently earmarked that they have been engaged in those type of activities. I hope in this, apart from the public, the state government has also got certain role. So how these things not happen? I think the act and other things are being implemented slowly.
Yeah.
That is one thing. And as
government are
number one, number two, as a normal citizen, we have got our own bank assets, our investment assets. So how, apart from all these things, what could be your message to a general banking personnel or an investment? What we should do additionally? And nowadays, one more thing also, you will see anywhere shopping, any shopping store you go, any mall, any receipt they will make, finance money receipt, they will ask, sir, aapka phone number kya hai, mobile number. This has become so prevalent that possibly you also don't feel like not giving the number. So how to counter this, all these things? And third is this government protected or government encouraged this personal loan schemes by even school banks, nationalized banks, private banks, other things. These are, I don't think this is a very good thing, this personal loan scheme. There are some inherent nature. So how to handle these things? By the simple
ठीक है, ମୁଁ କିଛିଟା एग्जांपल देबी, स्पेशली आपण जिन बैंकिंग कथा पचारले, लोन कथा कहले, सोशल मीडिया कथा कहले, हमर समस्त ईमेल आईडी अछि, समस्त सोशल मीडिया अकाउंट अछि. आपण माने देखु जदी फेसबुक अछंती, आपण माने फ्रेंड एंड पकोती मोर अकाउंट हैक हे गेला, समबडी पैसा मागुची, सी मोर फोटो लगे देइची, राइट? सेटा काहे कि होउची ना हमर टू वे ऑथेंटिकेशन हमें करूने. नहीं, जदी हमें टू वे ऑथेंटिकेशन करनते, इमीडिएटली फॉर एन एग्जांपल मु बर्तन लिंक्डइन टॉप वॉइस अछि, मोर 30,000 फॉलोअर अछंती लिंक्डइन रे. तथापि मु देखुची मोर नियरेस्ट स्टेट रु लोक माने ट्राई करछन मोर लिंक्डइन को भी हैक करिया पे. किन जेतु मोर टू वे ऑथेंटिकेशन अछि, इमीडिएटली मते ट्रिगर आसुची, hey somebody is trying, are you doing it? If I say no, ताकू डिनाई कर दे इमीडिएटली, राइट? If I say yes, I did it, that's fine. No, similarly आपनकर जीमेल हो, हॉटमेल हो, याहा हो, जो भी अकाउंट करछन सब बोले टू वे ऑथेंटिकेशन रखंतु. सिमिलरली सेटा कले आपनको अलर्ट आसीबो, आपन अप्रूवर भी अछि, अप्रूवर ऐप अछि, मोबाइल रे, so that immediately आपन आसीबो, राइट? कमिंग बैक टू आपनकर क्रेडिट कार्ड भी सेम ऑथेंटिकेशन आपन जे रखिबे. जदी फॉर एन एग्जांपल मु अछि बरहमपुर रे, somebody मोर अकाउंट यूज कला राउरकेला रे, आजिकली क्रेडिट कार्ड कंपनी कर अछि, अरे ये तो लोक से तार फोन अछि बरहमपुर रे, से राउरकेला रे ट्रांजैक्शन किन कला, इधर आपनको एसएमएस आसीबो कि कॉल आसीबो, राइट? फॉर एन एग्जांपल मु यूएस रे अछि, मोर क्रेडिट कार्ड यूज होछि यूरोप रे, सेटा भी सब बैंक रा सब गुडा अछि सब, बुझले कि? प्लस आपनकर लोन कथा कहले, मु कथा को सपोज आपन जे करेक्ट ईमेल आईडी भी दियंतिनी. रिसेंटली जेतले मु 6 वर्ष पूर्व रे यूएस को आसिली, मोर गाड़ी फाड़ी सब बिकि देतली मु बेंगलोर थिया समय, राइट? मते गोटे इमीडिएटली आसला कि तमे नेइचो कोन गोटे टाटा कार आउ कि मींस मुकला रे मो तो किछे बर्त नाही सेठी. तापर मु रेस्पोंड कली, से ईमेल को, इट्स ए जेन्युइन ईमेल, टाटा रो डीलर रु आस्तला. तापर नंबर तला मु कॉल कली, मु कहली कि मोर ईमेल आईडी दिछि ना, आपन नाम दामोदर साहू, बोले मोर दामोदर साहू ना, somebody from रायपुर रो. मु कहली अरे ताल मोर ईमेल आईडी से किन दला, बोले दामोदर साहू 1 2 3 थिबो, मोर खाली दामोदर साहू एट सम जीमेल के हॉटमेल, बुझले नै? सो एटा होची मोर इंडिविजुअल रिस्पांसिबिलिटी. मु संगे संगे ताकू काउंटर करी करी सेटराइट करिया पड़ियो. तापर से कस्टमर्स माने कॉल कले, तन करेक्ट ईमेल आईडी से माने तांगर सीआरएम रे रजिस्ट्री कले. जे न होता सिमिलरली पर्सनल लोन, से बजाज पर्सनल लोन हो कि जे कोनिस पर्सनल लोन हो, सिमिलरली मते भी मला मगले मु तो कुछ अप्लाई करेनी, विदाउट अप्लाइंग हाउ कम, मु तो यूएस रे अछि, मु सेठी लोन अप्लाई किन कली. दैट मीन्स आमे जो पान कार्ड आधार कार्ड सब बांटू छ ना, जे भी आसिला दे देले डिलीवरी बॉय को, से कलेक्शन एजेंट को, राइट? दैट इज एक्चुअली डेंजरस. आपण रियल लोक को दियंतु, बुझले कि? आउ से कहे मु पठौ का कलेक्ट कर नबो, जे से यूज हो, से मोर एड्रेस पाइ गेला, पान नंबर पाइ गेला, सी गोटे तार एड्रेस कोड गोटे बने दबो आजकल इजी आपण देखुथिबे गुडाई कंपनी अच्छी रिसेंटली आई वाज टॉकिंग टू दी बिकॉज आई वी आर टॉकिंग टू लॉट ऑफ साइबर स्पेशलिस्ट यू नो गवर्नमेंट रवि लेट्स से हमर जडा अछंती लखनऊ रे यूपी गवर्नमेंट जे साइबर क्लिनर हेड हम कथा होतला हम प्रोडक्ट विषय कहतलु से कहले आजकल तो आपनको जदी 50 टका देबे आपनको आधार कार्ड बनि जीवो दी फ्रॉडस्टर्स आपनको गोटे लिंक दे देबे आपनको सब एड्रेस पर सब पकांदो आधार कार्ड बनि सो तेणु करी आमको टिके बहुत अलर्ट रहा पड़ो यू नो एंड आमर पिला मानक भी आमर पेरेंट्स मानक जो एजिंग पेरेंट्स नहीं से टिके कहया पड़ो कि किसी पैनिक हेबा दरकार नहीं फास्ट एंड होची आपनकर पाखरे की अछंती इजीली आपन काको अप्रोच करि परिबे जदि किछि हैला मेसेज आसला ये करंतु गुडे आपन माने देखुथिबे आपनकर नेटफ्लिक्स अकाउंट बंद हे गेला ये बंद हे गेला अमेज़न बंद हे गेला अरे गोटे कोरियर आसी आपन एड्रेस ता दियंतु आपन पछे देखंतु से ईमेल आईडी इज ए फेक ईमेल आईडी सम गार्बेज ईमेल आईडी सम xyz@12345 समथिंग थिबो डिलीट किछि देखिया दरकार नै देखि क्लिक कले दे आर ऑल फिशिंग ईमेल आपन पूरा डिवाइस गला कंप्रोमाइज हे गला आपन डिवाइस रे मो नंबर थिबो आपन पेरेंट्स नंबर थिबो आपन जियो नंबर थिबो से माने जियो को कॉल करिवे देखे देखे तो बापा इन ट्रैवल तो बापर एक्सीडेंट हे गला जियो पाने के जीवो जदि हमर मो मां को जे कहबो आई एम इन ट्रैवल मो मां पाने के जीवो अरे मो पो तो सेटा अछि कोन हे गला तेनु वी हैव टू हमको निजे निजे एजुकेट हेबा दरकार एने अन्य मानको भी एजुकेट करा दरकार गवर्नमेंट देखो गवर्नमेंट रो लॉ अछि से माने बड़ बड़ लोक को धरिबे पेनल्टी पकेबे एसबीआई के धरिबे कि एचडीएफसी के धरिबे हे भाई तुम डाटा ब्रीच हला 250 करोड़ फाइन दियो किनु हम तो इफेक्ट हला प्रथमे
करेक्ट
आगे
करेक्ट सर थैंक यू वेरी मच
हां नमस्कार सर आ किस क्वेश्चन पचरंतु
सर गोटे कथा सर गोटे मिनिट मोर दुईटा पॉइंट सर प्रथम पॉइंट होची मु अनेक कॉल पाउची स्पैम कॉल लेखा है आपनकर माने करंतु मु आपनको टेलीफोन करूची मोर ये ट्रू कॉलर देखि परची आपन नामटा किंतु अनेक आसुची लेखा होची स्पैम कॉल अनेक गुडा को कंपनी जो गुडा को लगी बिजनेस कॉल किंतु स्पैम कॉल मु रिसीव करेन बट इन स्पाइट ऑफ दैट अनेक कॉल आसे ता पैसा कोन व्यवस्था अछि
ओके मु कहूची मु भी मोर आगे निश्चय मु मोर भी पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस देबी आपण जदि आपनकर जो कॉलर आईडी रे आछि लाइकली स्पैम और मार्केटिंग कॉल आस्तुबो आजकल प्राय सब सर्विस प्रोवाइडर देंदी जदि आसुची आपण उठेबा दरकार नै ताको किछि रेस्पोंड करा दरकार नै जदि आपण गोटे टाइम बछि आपण टाइम पास करिया गोछि कॉलटा उठांतु जदि से ओडिया रे कहूची आपण ताको इंग्लिश रे कहंतु कि न तेलुगु जानछि कि ओडिया रे कहंतु जदि टाइम पास करंती हसंतु मु बेले बेले से कह इफ आई हैव सम टाइम देन यूएस रे कॉल आसले मु ताको ओडिया रे कथा होए से बुझी परियो ओडिया कोन कथा होय से इंग्लिश वाला बुझले कि आउ बेले बेले कहू आई विल गिव एग्जांपल मु ओडिसा मु यूएस रे लैंड कली 6 मास तळे मते इमीडिएटली मोर फोन नंबर कंपनी देला फोन ऑन करिया परे परे मोर फास्ट कॉल आसला ओडे स्पैम कॉल कोन आसला आपनको सोशल सिक्युरिटी कंप्रोमाइज हेछि आपण कोन कोड फ्रॉड करछंती बहुत फाइन हे जिवो मु ताको कहली अरे भाई मोर एटा फास्ट डे इन यूएस रे मोर सोशल सिक्युरिटी नंबर ही नाही अप्लाई करनी आ मु कोड स्कैम कोड कर देली मोर एक्सेंट रु से जानि पाला जे ये तो इंडियन लोको एने से कॉल आस्तला को जानचंती हम इंडिया रु कॉल आस्तला बहुत रासिन आपण एजेंसी अछंती लो कॉस्ट तेनु एंगेज रखुचंती घर ही आपनकर कॉल सेंटर आ कॉल करो लोकन को सब उल्लू बना तापर से लोक कहला सारे सॉरी सर मु तापर हिंदी रे मते कहला मु कहली मो नंबर सीधा काढे बाहर करे नले तोर रेकॉर्ड करबी एंड एठी मु 911 को देबी पुलिस यूएस पुलिस एफबीआई पळे जिवो तो घर को तेणु मो मते कहया आपण एंटरटेन करंतुनी जदि आपण जानिले कि स्पैम कॉल काटी दियंतु किछि आपण को माने टेंशन होवा दरकार नै आपण फोन उठेले सिना असुविधा नले फोन उठे किना कथा ले से सिना आपण को ये करबो हां आज्ञा कोन
सर आ गोटे से रिलेटेड जेते बेले हम फॉर्म फिल अप करूछु कि जे माने कोन कहते नेट रे से आपनकर ईमेल पछन फर्स्ट होची आपनकर ईमेल सेकंड ते लिखा छै योर पासवर्ड सर जदि आपन को से पासवर्ड दे ईमेल देले तो से आपनकर डायरेक्ट एक्सेस करिवो आपनकर मेल को आपनकर
पासवर्ड केही भी मागिबो नाही केही पासवर्ड मागन जदि के पासवर्ड मागुचनी दैट इज ए फ्रॉड ईमेल आईडी देबे ईमेल आईडी देया पूर्व देखिबे आपण चेक करंतु फॉर एन एग्जांपल नेट बैंकिंग कथा कहूची वेरी डेंजरस आपण को लेट्स से मोर आईसीआईसीआई रसी हैला आईसीआईसीआई बैंक वाला आपण केबे कॉल करी कहिबोनी कि आपणकर ये हेगला से आपण को देयर इज ए वे राइट से कहबोनी संगे संगे करो नहीं ସେମାନେ ମେଲ୍ ପଠେଇବେ, ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କଲ୍ କରିବେ, ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କହିବେ ଆପଣ ଯାଇ ଚେକ୍ କରିବେ। ତେଣୁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ସେ ଡିଟେଲ ଆପଣଙ୍କର କ୍ରେଡେନ୍ସିଆଲ ମାଗିବନି। ଯଦି କିଏ ମାଗୁଛି ସେ ଫ୍ରଡ୍। ଆପଣ କଲ୍ ବନ୍ଦ କରନ୍ତୁ, ଆପଣ ଟେନସନ ଜଷ୍ଟ ସିମ୍ପଲ କଟ୍ ଦି ଫୋନ୍। ଆପଣ ଟେନସନ ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ, ତାକୁ ଗାଳି କରିବା ଦରକାର ନାହିଁ କିଛି। କଟ୍ ଦି ଫୋନ୍, ଦେନ୍ ଇମିଡିଏଟଲି ଗो ଟୁ ୟୋର ଲଗ୍ଇନ୍ ଅର୍ ନିୟରେଷ୍ଟ ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ଯାଇକି ଦେଖନ୍ତୁ ଇନ୍ କଲ୍ ଆସିଲା ଟିକେ ଚେକ୍ କରନ୍ତୁ ଆଜ୍ଞା। ଯଦି ଆପଣ ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ପାଖରେ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଯାଆନ୍ତୁ, ନହେଲେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଅନଲାଇନ ଆକ୍ସେସ ଅଛି ଚେକ୍ କରନ୍ତୁ। କେବେ ବି ଯଦି ଦେଖିଲେ କି ଜାଣି ଆପଣଙ୍କର କ୍ରେଡେନ୍ସିଆଲ ମାଗୁଛି, ଦିସ୍ ଏ ଫେକ୍, ସୋ ସିମ୍ପଲି डिलीट दैट ईमेल। बट हम ଟିକେ ଚେକ୍ କରନ୍ତୁ, SBI हो, HDFC हो, ICICI ଯୋଉଠି ବି ଆପଣ ଆକାଉଣ୍ଟ ଅଛି, ଚେକ୍ କରନ୍ତୁ ଇଟ୍ସ ସେଫ୍ ଅର୍ ନଟ୍।
सर बेले बेले हमको लागे जे ए
ଆଜ୍ଞା
मूवी गुड़ाक भी हमको काफी एजुकेट करूचंती कोटा कोटा रे साइड इफेक्ट्स अछि, बट एई फ्रॉड एई स्कैम रो मूवी गुड़ाक भी आसीची बॉलीवुड मूवी पर्टिकुलर को स्टेट रु एगुडा सब पिला माने बसिकरी बदमाशी करिकरी पाठ न पढ़िकरी एटा एई दिनस गुड़ाक करूचंती जंगल रे बस जाईकरी लैपटॉप रे। तो सेगुडा तो हमको डेफिनेटली एगुडा हमें सब देखिकरी टिके एजुकेट तो होउचू, and definitely we know that we need not have to share the OTP and password to anyone. That's the minimum thing we have to safeguard those things, OTP and password. Apart from that am bhagya jodi kharap thibo koti kona heikiri jodi kona asubidha hala, that's a different thing, but definitely you have developed a wonderful software seta India re ame kemti kon seta ko afford kari paribu, kemti seta ko ame use re ani paribu. Definitely we will think on that part, and I'll request if anyone has anything again to say. Sir is there giving lots of wonderful example of his own ताको निज विषय रे कोडा जमती जाऊ जाऊ का सेठी पहुंच करी गोटे कॉल आसुची, गाड़ी रो गोटे कॉल आसुची, हमको भी एमती गुडाय मेसेज आसुची सर एते लॉटरी पाई गलो तमे एति की देई दियो सेति की देई दियो। दैट्स everybody must have got that fraud message, so सेगुडा तो आसुची। कोंतु
इवन एंटरप्राइज रे एंड हमरो बिजनेस ईमेल आईडी गुडाय मेसेज अछि। आई विल गिव एग्जांपल, यू नो सही एरिया रे आसी मिडिल ईस्ट आपन ईस्टर्न यूरोप, राइट, आई मीन इंडिया रे भी आसे। माने सने कोन करंती से माने आपन को दे नॉर्मली प्ले विथ योर ब्रेन साइकोलॉजिकली, and they are very intelligent how to deal with a child versus a young adult versus a adult than a senior citizen. They are all psychologists, I can say, you know, they play very well. जेमति म आपन कहले रिटायर्ड हला परे सपोज आपन जानले जे मैडम आपन रिटायर्ड हे गेले आजी आपन को 60 वर्ष हे गेला, आपनकर जीपीएफ आसी जीव मास भीतर सब आसी जीव, आजकल तो संगे संगे आसी होसी, यू नो, देन आपन को एक्जेक्टली से टाइम रे कॉल हबो। हेले आपन को डेटा किन पाइला, आपन फेसबुक रे कहले हे आई एम रिटायर्ड टुडे, राइट, एंड मोर आज पेंशन मिल जीव आसन मासंतु मु भात माछ खाइ के आराम रहिबी ओडिसा रे, यू नो, दैट इन्फॉर्मेशन सेही लोक पाइला। सी आपनकर पैसा आसला माने सी आपन को प्ले करिवो। अच्छा ये 60 इयर्स रो आपनकर हेल्थ रिकॉर्ड जदी कंप्रोमाइज हे जाई, आपन देखबे आपनकर डायबिटीज अछि, ब्लड प्रेशर अछि, ये अछि, सी अछि, यू नो, सब अछि, then they play it very well that they will make you as a sense of urgency or they will create a fear in you जे आपन न देले आपनकर माने सब से कहबे से गला आपन जदी टिके से टाइम रे ये हेले आपन पिलावन को फोन करले नहीं कि हस्बैंड को कहले नहीं ये करले नहीं, देन गला आपनकर सब गला। So they play very systematically, so we have to be super smart, we have to be smarter than this on technology आजकल यूज अछि से हम कोन कह बिजनेस कथा कहौ कि बिजनेस मेल आसे बिजनेस आईडी को कि ठीक अछि आपण यू आर ए न्यू प्रोडक्ट कंपनी, आमे आपण को प्रोडक्ट को ए एरिया रे ये करिवु आउ बट यू पे $20,000 आपण रजिस्ट्रेशन पे, you know, normally what I do, fine, we will do 20,000, you take million, let's you give us first 100 million, let's say sign a partnership agreement, NDA, whatever, and you work on a success fee, आपण आपण बिजनेस दियंतु, you take a referral bonus as a commission agent, you know, then सिमिति आपण रेस्पोंड कला माने आपण गाउ आसीबोनी। जदि आपण एक्साइटेड हेकरी आपण डिटेल कर देले हो ठीक अछि, लुक्स लाइक ए जेन्युइन ईमेल, जेन्युइन कस्टमर, से आपण मतलब भी फेस रे कथा हबो, जूम रे कथा हबो, आपनकर लिंक्डइन प्रोफाइल सब ठीक ठाक थिबो, राइट, एग्रीमेंट हला, जदि आपण दे देले कला से पैसा, and after that से आपन फोन उठेबोनी, ईमेल रिजेक्ट हबो, सब हबो। सो वी हैव टू वेरी वेरी केयरफुल। सेते फ्रॉड होय ना, हमर पिल्ला गुडा को भी देखो, हमर देश रे बहुत लोक अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट प्रॉब्लम अछि, यू नो, पिल्ला गुडा सने कहि भाई तू लाख टका आने तो पे गोटे डिजिटल बिजनेस देबी, तू घरे बसिकरी कमेबो, से लाख टका गला, से लाख टका नेकी से उभान सी मीन 100 लोग जो लक्ष लक्ष नला 1 कोटी हेला चलला से सो हमको टिके वी हैव टू वेरी केयरफुल एज ए पेरेंट्स और एज ए या
सर आपनकर ईमेल टा आउथरे कहबे कि सर काइंडली
हां मोर डी मुइटे चैट रे पके देबी
Chat रे पकड़ी दियंतु बेटर
हाँ,
बेटर
आज्ञा हम पकेले डी साहू sahu@dataSafeguard.ai हां यदि आपण मते मते लिंक्डइन भी कनेक्ट करा चाहछन्ती मु लिंक्डइन रे भी आउडी दे दोछि एटा हो मोर लिंक्डइन आईडी आज्ञा
sir, it's not always about money fraud. It's about somebody's image also. That
Correct.
is yeah, it is not always about money. पैसा चला गया, ये हो गया, पूरा bankrupt हो गए. वो that is okay. But somebody's image also, if it gets tarnished, then that's also a very big thing. Like वो तो मिटने से भी मिटेगा नहीं.
हाँ जी
इसके लिए भी हमें थोड़ा सजाग रहना है.
Absolutely. जैसे AI is very dangerous. I always say, when I do any kind of thing, we have to be very responsible. It should be ethical, But a lot of people, they are using unethical way of, right? जैसे आप कहते मोर इमेज को फैब्रिकेट करिया पे किसी टाइम लागी बनी, right? My photo, my video with something else, they will create it and post it and make it viral, right? So सेटा भी online fraud जाओ कहते कि online, right? So yeah, so ସେଥିପାଇଁ ना बहुत we have to be very careful and जते सब हमर two way authentication, right? आउ जते हमें इसी हमें तो विदाउट यूजिंग टेक्नोलॉजी हमें बंची परिबनी. टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करिया पड़ियो, राइट? ईच एंड एवरी टाइम आई कैन नॉट गो टू आईसीआईसीआई बैंक खराबल लगा टू विथड्रॉ 100 रुपीस, राइट? सो एटीएम तो यूज करिया पड़ियो, ऑनलाइन तो यूज करिया पड़ियो, मते ट्रांसफर करिया पे, राइट? बट यू हैव टू स्टे विजिलेंट, एंड जैसे कि जिमते आपण जदी सपोज फॉर एन एग्जांपल आपण देखछन sbi.co.in, व्हाइल writing sbi.co.in आपण चेक करंतु आपण लॉगिन क्रेडेंशियल दिया पूर्व sbi.co.in आसुची नै एन https s फॉर योर सिक्योर सेफ्टी, राइट? जदि आसुनी जदि आपनकर सिस्टम रे किछि मालवेयर सॉफ्टवेयर अछि से संगे संगे दाउ चेंज कर दो, सब डेटा आपनकर लॉगिन क्रेडेंशियल से नै जिवो एन नेगरी संगे संगे आपनकर विदाउट योर थिंग से बैंक रु पैसा ता अकाउंट रु खाली कर दो. ଆପଣ ସିଏ ବି ଦେଖିବେ ICICIbank.com ଆସୁଛି କି ନାହିଁ, https ଅଛି କି ନାହିଁ, ରାଇଟ୍? ଏଗୁଡ଼ା ସବୁ ଜାଣିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ, ନହେଲେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଏକ୍ଜାକ୍ଟଲି ଦେଖାଯିବ ସେ ICICI ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କରୁ ମେଲ୍ ଆସିଲା ଲାଗିବ, ଯଦି ଆପଣ କ୍ଲିକ୍ କଲେ ସେ ICICI ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କରୁ ଆସିବ ଅନ୍ୟ ଗୋଟେ ଇମେଲ ଆଇଡିରୁ, କି ନହେଲେ ସେ ଲେଖିବେ ICICI ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ BANKA ବାଙ୍କା, ଲେଟ୍ସ ସେ ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ହିସାବରେ ସେ banka.com କରି ଗୋଟେ ଡୋମେନ୍ କିଣିକି କରିଦେଇ ପାରିବେ ନା? ହଁ, तो आप देखिए
सर हमें जानी चु ये सर ये जो क्वालिटी आइसक्रीम क्वालिटी QUALIT क्वालिटी के रे भी क्वालिटी कर दे कि लोक चलिले सेटा तो अछि अछि सेटा तो अछि माने सेति इट्स प्रोनाउंस ओके बट देन द स्पेलिंग इज डिफरेंट दैट आल्सो people they get confused.
Ratha madam, excuse me, आपण जोटा कहले जो हमरो personal image and other things is getting what is that dented. In fact, this is a big what is that war and in the society. In fact, recently there have been instances of some of the marriages at the initial first 6 months or 1 year being flopped only because possibly there was not enough enquiry from either of the parties. এই ভুবনেশ্বরে খবর আছে, আমার কটকের খবর আছে, মানে so hopeless, but I don't know that we are human beings, particularly we have to be always on our guard, and Dr. Sahu has given a very good idea about at least about the financial and other aspects.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Dr. Sao आ गोटे बहुत बढ़िया कथा कहले जे
आज्ञा।
हमको से two way authentication टा को टिके ensure करिया को पड़िबो. That
Hmm.
actually we were just not so we were casual about that.
We are casual
But
about it.
now we'll have to be little bit serious in this two way authentication at least to safeguard certain things. ଆଉ ଏଇ ତ ଯୋଉ
Everything we should
personal
do.
image
आपन email ID, Facebook, LinkedIn, Insta, Twitter, bank, everywhere it should be true way. ଆଉ ଆଜିକାଲି ସବୁ ଦେଇ ଦଉଛନ୍ତି ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଆପ୍ରୁଭର ଆପ୍ ଆପଣ ଜିମେଲ ରେ ବି ଆପ୍ରୁଭର ଆପ୍ ଅଛି ଇମିଡିଏଟଲି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଆସିବ ଆପଣ ଯଦି କହିବେ ୟେସ୍ ବୋଲେ ସେ ଜେନ୍ୟୁନ୍ ଭାବିକି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଏଲାଉ କରିବ ଯଦି नो କରିବେ ସେ କୋନ ଆପଣ ଟଚ୍ କରିପାରିବେନି ସୋ ଦିସ୍ ଇଜ ଭେରି ଏସେନ୍ସିଆଲ ଆପଣ ଫେସବୁକ୍ ମେ ବି ଏ ସୋସିଆଲ ପର୍ପଜ ବଟ୍ ଲୋକମାନେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ପୁରା ହକ୍ କରିକି ସେମାନେ ଆପଣଙ୍କର ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କୁ ନିୟର ଏଣ୍ଡ ଡିୟର ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କୁ ପଇସା ମାଗିବେ ସେମାନେ ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି କି ହଁ
Exactly ସେଇଟା ତ sir ଏବେ ଏଇ ଆଜି ହିଁ ମୋର workshop ରେ ଗୋଟେ ଝିଅ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ problem ହେଇଛି ଗୋଟେ young ବେଙ୍ଗାଲି ଝିଅଟେ ଆସେ ତାର ଆର୍ଟ କରିବାକୁ ସିଏ ପଟ୍ଟଚିତ୍ର କରିବାକୁ ସୋ ଆସିକିରି ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ଲେନ ପେପର ମାଗିଲା ମୁଁ କହିଲି କଣ ଦରକାର ନା ମୁଁ ସାଇବର କ୍ରାଇମ କୁ ଲେଟର ଲେଖୁଛି ମୋ ଫେସବୁକ୍ ହ୍ୟାକ୍ କରିକି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ପିଲା ମୋ ଫଟୋ ଗୁଡାକ ପକଉଛି So, bichara poor girl and running for police security, this, that, police wala sunnanti, sunchati. So this kind of that is why image wala question I asked you, because semanakara paisa nahi, but they value their image. Young girl and ko badmas pila tike badmasi karichi. So it is like this. So anyway, it was really very interesting topic we had today, and thanks to OCF and Behra sir that he arranged you, and next time definitely again we will call you to hear something more about on this topic and with a larger crowd, and I want that at least women entrepreneurs to come and ask their own questions and know more details about their safety and security of their fund, bank, all that data they have. So thank you so much, and definitely it's our honor. Thank you. Good night. Sir.
Thank you everybody. Thank you, ma'am. And
it's your good day, sir. It's your good day, sir.
Thank you.